My name is Marina Mooney. I'm a soprano with the Amadeus Choir and a frequent bartender at Amadeus functions. Welcome to our Celtic kitchen party. Now you may know that we often have a bar at our Celtic party, and since we can't be live and in person, we thought we would do a few cocktails, show you how to make them so that we can all share a drink together in lieu of being together in person. Let's hope for next year. The Celtic celebration has a long history of some serious Scotch drinking. But as my last name is Mooney, I'm of Irish heritage, and so I thought I would do some Irish cocktails. Now the Irish are well known to be great drinkers, but they don't have a great selection of cocktails. Basically it's beer or whiskey, unless you go with the green drinks, and I'm not going there. So the beer we're going to showcase here is Guinness. Guinness is the iconic beer of Ireland. It's the most popular beer in sales and accounts for 25% of all beer sales in Ireland. It's been made in Dublin since 1759, and at one point Guinness Breweries was the biggest brewer in the world, but that was back in the 1880s. However, Guinness is still the largest producer of stout in the world, and Ireland continues to do its part. It is the third largest consumer of Guinness in the world. Number one is Great Britain, and number two, you may be surprised to know, is Nigeria. Nigeria actually has 4 breweries in its country. Number 4 is the US, and number 5 is Cameroon. So you might not know this, but 40% of all Guinness sold in the world today is sold in Africa. So Guinness is now truly an international beer. So Guinness cocktails are often layered, and you do that by pouring a layer of Guinness over another liquid. We're going to choose a half and half, which is the most popular of this type in Ireland, and that uses Guinness and Harp lager. So you can use any lager or even an ale if you want. And your technique, which I will demonstrate in close-up, is you pour in the heavier density liquid first, which is the lager. Surprisingly, Guinness and all its stouty goodness is actually the less dense of the two. So half lager, and then carefully pour the Guinness over a spoon to break the flow and allow the layers to form. Other variations are using cider, and that's called a black and gold. Ireland's a big producer of cider, but so is Ontario. I tried it with this Brickworks cider called Queen Street 501. It's even done with champagne or other sparkling wine. It doesn't layer as well, but that combination is called a black velvet. Some tips. I find that this works better if your beers and other liquids are good and cold. The layering works better. And for those who aren't fond of Guinness's very strong taste, a sweet or semi-sweet version of cider or bubbly often mellows out the flavor quite nicely. So if Guinness is not going to work for you, then it's Irish whiskey. One thing about Irish whiskey is you can be sure it's always 100% Irish. It cannot be called Irish whiskey unless it's aged, bottled, distilled, all in Ireland. There are many excellent types of Irish whiskey. I've got 2 fairly common ones here, and the recipe is simple. 1 part whiskey to 2 parts of your mix. Whiskey and ginger is the most common of the Irish whiskey mixed drinks. So to make that, you just fill your glass about half full with ice. You can measure this very accurately if you want or not. It's 1 part of Irish whiskey. One little trick you can do is just put in enough to float the ice, and then 2 parts, or to taste, of ginger ale. Now you could also use soda water, lemonade, fruit juices, whatever you want. It's a bit more than 2 to 1 to taste. And you can top it off with a lime if you like. Finally, I know that the Scotch drinkers are not going to have any of this. You know who you are. But that's fine. Just pour yourself a single malt, sit back, and enjoy the party.